Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, not literally, but spiritually. Everything you've worked for has crumbled. The doors you knocked on have all closed. 12 times. 12 rejections. And in that moment, when there's nothing left to lose, when rock bottom feels like the only honest place you've ever stood, something shifts. The question isn't, how did she survive this? The question is, how did this become the very thing that saved her? This is the paradox that ancient wisdom has always understood. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us through Krishna's words to Arjuna. When a man dwells on the objects of sense, attachment to them is produced. From attachment, desire is born. From desire, anger arises. But there's a deeper teaching hidden in this sequence. It's not just about avoiding desire. It's about what happens when all desire is stripped away. When you have nothing left to lose, you finally become free to create. The Stoics call this amor fati, the love of fate itself. Not resignation, not defeat, but the radical acceptance that transforms suffering into soil. Let me tell you about a woman sitting in a small cafe, watching her life fall apart in slow motion. She was a writer. She had written a story that lived in her heart for years. A story about a young wizard, about friendship and courage, and the eternal battle between light and darkness. She believed in this story the way a mother believes in her child, but the world didn't believe in it yet. Publisher after publisher sent the same message back. No, not for us, not right now, not ever, some of them implied. 12 times. Each rejection was a small death. Each one whispered the same lie. You are not good enough. Your story doesn't matter. Give up. She was a single mother, struggling to pay rent, watching her dream dissolve like morning mist. By any measure, she had reached the bottom. But here's what she didn't know yet. She was standing exactly where transformation begins. The first lesson is this. Rejection is not a verdict on your worth. It's redirection toward your truth. When the world says no to what you've created, you face a choice. You can accept their judgment as final, or you can use their rejection as a mirror. What if they're not rejecting you? What if they're rejecting a version of your work that wasn't yet ready? The Gita teaches that we cannot control the fruit of our labor, only the quality of our effort. Each rejection became an opportunity to refine, to deepen, to understand her story more truly. She didn't become bitter, she became better. The second lesson runs deeper still. Rock bottom is only the bottom if you stop digging. Most people, when they hit hardship, try to climb back to where they were. But what if the invitation is different? What if rock bottom is actually bedrock? The solid foundation upon which something entirely new can be built? She didn't try to return to her old life. She went deeper into her story. She sat with it. She lived it. She let it transform her. And in that descent, she discovered something the world needed more than she could have imagined. Here's what you can do today. The next time you face a rejection, and you will, because rejection is the price of creation, pause before you react. Don't immediately try to fix it or escape it. Instead, sit with it for one full day. Not to wallow, but to listen. Ask yourself, what is this rejection trying to teach me? Not about my worth, but about my work, about my direction. Write down 3 things this no might be redirecting you toward. This simple practice transforms rejection from a wound into a compass. And in that silence, when you stop fighting the current and finally surrender to where the river is actually flowing, everything shifts. What looked like the end becomes the beginning. What felt like failure becomes the foundation. The ancient wisdom was always true. The seed must break apart in darkness before it can grow toward the light. Your rock bottom is not your destination. It's your launching pad. Subscribe to LifeVeda for daily wisdom that transforms your life